Yo, what's going on, guys?
It's out of here, and today we are going to be making our top 5 wide receiver and running back list.
This is for 2020 and into 2020, from the 2020 season and into 2021. Walnuts, you want to hit it first?
Alright, so first we are going to be looking at my top 5 wide receivers. At an honorable mention, I've got Michael Thomas.
Okay.
Michael Thomas, I think, is really good. He was injured out most of the season. I think he still deserves an honorable mention. My 5th spot goes to Tyreek Hill, the cheetah himself. He played really good this year. Had some great games, and I mean some really great games. And then we've got, at number 4, Stephon Diggs for the Buffalo Bills, who was absolutely crushing it. I think he led the league in receiving yards this year. I don't know. It was something like that. I know he was leading for a bit, but yeah, he was doing really good. I've got number 3, Julio Jones, because it's Julio, guys. I mean, you can't beat Julio Jones. Like, he's a GOAT. And then now we've got number 2. This is debatable, but I've got Davante Adams here. Many people do think that he's the best person in the league right now. I honestly think that DeAndre Hopkins is the best receiver in the league, and that's why he is my number 1. DeAndre Hopkins for the Cardinals made some amazing plays. Him and Kyler Murray, who had no help offense whatsoever. It was just him, Kyler Murray, just carrying that Cardinals offense, and he still somehow did that good.
All right, so before you do your running backs, how about we do my wide receivers, and then we'll go to the running backs.
All right, T-Dubs is wide receivers.
Okay. Here we go. Here are my wide receivers. So my honorable mention is definitely going to be DK Metcalf. So DK Metcalf, he didn't exactly end off the year as well as he did at the beginning, but at the beginning he was popping off. I remember when they played the Cardinals, especially he's a really big team player. He played the Cardinals and he ran him down from like in the end zone, and the dude was on the 20-yard line, ran all the way down, ran like 22 miles an hour. He is crazy. He is pretty fast. Not as fast as my number 5 spot, though, Tyreek Hill. I believe he got 200 yards and 2 touchdowns in a quarter one of the weeks last season. So that is absolutely crazy. He is definitely the cheetah in the NFL. And then 4th, you got to have Julio in there, right? Julio Jones. Honestly, Matt Ryan is not the best quarterback of all time. He's not even close, honestly, but he's a decent quarterback in the league. But for Julio was just catching balls. Once he got over his injuries, kind of stuff like that, him and Calvin Ridley did a lot. For my 3rd spot, I got Stephon Diggs. I thought he played beautiful for Buffalo. He kind of the pop out of the year, definitely the Buffalo Bills, even though their season may have ended a little earlier than they would have liked. Still, the Bills and Stephon Diggs are my 3rd wide receiver. And then 2, I got D-Hop. I'm going to describe that now. D-Hop and Kyler Murray, I get that their defense probably was the reason that they didn't make the playoffs, but still not making the playoffs. That's my argument, Walnuts.
I mean, to be fair, you got to admit, name one other person on the Cardinals offense other than Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins.
Let me think.
Exactly, okay? It's really hard to do. They have no help on offense, and they had to score like over 40 points a game because their defense was that bad. I don't know. I think that they carried. If they had more help, they would have definitely been a playoff team.
Alright, so anyways, I remember the Hail Mary from D-Hop. I still think he's one of the best wide receivers in the league, but I think he's going to have to be number 2 on my list. Number 1, we got the Davante Adams. Absolutely insane. Picks up so many yards. But I mean, maybe it's just because Aaron Rodgers throws it to him 24/7. But either way, Davante Adams, I remember his play on Jalen Ramsey. The Packers were really close to making it to the Super Bowl against Tom Brady. And I feel like if they would have beat the Buccaneers, they would have won the Super Bowl. So I feel like that is all courtesy to Davante Adams, even though they did have a lot of threats like Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams. I still feel like that it has to be Davante Adams as the best wide receiver in NFL today.
All right, well, now we're going to go on to my running backs, and for my honorable mention, I've got Ezekiel Elliott. He did not play great this season, all right? I'm going to acknowledge that. He did not play great, but as you will see, I do not have Saquon on this board. He was injured. I think you have to put Zeke over Saquon here. I don't know. I just hope Zeke comes back with a better year. And then we've got, at number 5, I've got Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson carried this Minnesota Vikings team, all right? I know, right, they did not make the playoffs. I don't even think that they were close. But this is like the Cardinals, but with an absolute worst defense. Their defense was, like, last in the NFL, and they were still, like, behind by, like, 1 or 2 scores every game. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because of Dalvin Cook. That man. We've got number 4, Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara tied the rushing touchdown record in a single game on Christmas Day.
Dang.
And should have broken it if it weren't for Sean Payton. But
that is true.
He had an insane year. Honestly, you can debate that he's higher up on this list. I don't think so with the top 3 running backs in the league. With number 3, we've got CMC, Christian McCaffrey. Yes, he was out. I still think that he deserves to be on this board. I don't think he deserves to be top 2, but he definitely deserves to be on here. He had a great season last year. Hope he's going to come back, whether if he plays for the Texans, if he plays for the Panthers, if he plays for a different team, we'll see. But number 2, probably the most debatable thing on my list of all time. We've got Derrick Henry. Okay, Derrick Henry.
Oh my goodness.
Again, Derrick Henry is a monster running back. All right, I will admit that he is great. All right. His stats show it.
His stiff arms show it.
Yeah, the stiff arms show it. The trucks show it. I mean, I don't know else how to explain Derrick Henry, but this man at number 1 is the one, the only, Nick Chubb. All right, I know that the stats don't show that he is the best running back in the league, but he sure snaps with Kareem Hunt and other running backs. He doesn't have the best stats in the world, but sometimes it's hard to show stats as a running back. So I think, honestly, if you watch Nick Chubb film, he is so dominant. That's why I have him number 1.
All right, so I'm going to argue with your honorable mention, Zeke, and that's my biggest pet peeve about your list. I don't feel like he deserves to be on the list. Frankly, I don't think he's really in the top 10. That's my opinion. But still, he's okay, but I don't feel like he's that good. Like, I get it, he's alone like the other guys, like some of these guys on the list, but I don't feel like that. And also, Derrick Henry, as you guys are about to see, he might be lifted to the number 1 on my list. And, obviously, Nick Chubb, yeah, doing a lot of work, but I don't know if it's enough work. I don't know. Still a good amount, and they obviously have Kareem Hunt, too, but let's roll on to my list.
I don't think he does the most work, but I do think if he was on a team, he would absolutely carry them. But yeah, let's go to T-Dubs' list.
Wait. Can I ask you a question real quick?
Yeah.
On your list in the running back spot, who would you pick in your franchise? Like, if you create a team and you could pick from any of those guys on that list, which one would you pick?
On what? Do I get to pick a running back and a wide receiver?
Yes, running back and a wide receiver, and then I'll pick one for mine.
Obviously I pick Nick Chubb because I think he's the best in the league, and he's super young. He's a I would definitely pick Nick Chubb, and then probably on my wide receivers, I would go with Tyreek Hill, just so I get that speed along with. I know he's decently young, but yeah, I would get that speed. I think him and Nick Chubb, power and speed, that would be a great combo.
All right. Now we see it. Now we're going on to mine right here.
All right, T-Dubs' honorable mention is
Dalvin Cook. I'm going to have a very debatable list. Let me know down in the comments if you guys think my list is better than that one. Let's do a little debate down there. what you guys would put. But anyways, Dalvin Cook, I mean, he was just flat out amazing for most of the year. But there were still those times where he could not come through. He couldn't come through as a teammate. Kind of like, I understand he's carrying a team, but I don't feel like if I could either pick him or one of my other guys, I would definitely pick my other guy. So number 5.
All right, T-Dubs at his number 5 spot. He's got
Alvin Kamara. I know he did the 6 touchdown game, but he was honestly hurt. Oh, I don't think, was he hurt?
I can't remember. He might have been hurt for like a couple games.
Yeah, I think he was hurt for a couple weeks, but still, I don't feel like he was at the top of his game, but hopefully he is in the next season. So that is why I have him down at number 5, because I do not feel like he was at his top of his game, except for, of course, that game on Christmas Day. All right, so let's move on. There you go. My number 4 spot is Nick Chubb. I feel like he's a great player. Unfortunately, I ranked him kind of low. One of the reasons I ranked him lower is because he did not play as many games this season as obviously he would have liked to because of his injuries. But and I honestly feel like when he's splitting snaps with Kareem Hunt, I feel like sometimes I'd rather have Kareem Hunt rushing the ball than Chubb, but mostly it's Chubb. I'm just saying I don't feel very confident in him, as in my opinion.
One more stat in there. Nick Chubb averages, I think, 5.6 yards per carry and averages 10 yards in the fourth quarter. So, yeah, but that's just Nick Chubb's stat. That's more than Jim Brown, who arguably...
Yeah, I know. I just feel like he didn't play in enough games to make those stats count. So, all right, let's roll to number 3. Aaron Jones, one of the best. See, I have Davante Adams. There's the Packers right there. The Packers were absolutely loaded this season. They had the number 1 wide receiver on my list and the number 3 running back on my list. Unfortunately, I'm kind of mad at the Packers for this one, but they did not run Aaron Jones as much. They obviously he was hurt a week or two in the season, but still they ran Jamal Williams a lot more than I thought would be normal. So I feel like Aaron Jones is the number 3 spot, one of the best wide running backs in the league. So let's roll on to number 2. And my number 2 is Christian McCaffrey. I know he didn't play this season, but when he does, he's just amazing to watch. He gets so many, it's like he's overpowered in football. It's crazy. But anyways, let's just roll on to number 1 right now. Derrick Henry. King Henry. I mean, I just remember when he would run and just stiff arm the heck out of that dude. I remember that. He just like, get off me. Anyways, that's my number 1. He's absolutely a beast.
Well, these are our 2 lists. If you guys could comment down below what you would change and whose lists you like better. Honestly, I think they're 2 pretty good, well-rounded lists. They're definitely different. Definitely some debatable lists.
Yes, definitely some debate in both lists. But anyways, if I were to make a franchise, I would go Davante Adams as my wide receiver, or D-Hop. Probably Davante Adams, in my opinion, because of his off-the-ball movement. And I would go with Derrick Henry. So both of my number 1 seeds would be my franchise. I feel like that's a title right there if you have Davante Adams and Derrick Henry on your team.
Yeah, probably, depending on how good your defense is. With the Vikings.
Yeah. All right, so you want to hit the outro this time?
All right, thanks for watching, everybody, and we're out of here.